All right, let's dive into another knife review. This here is the Spyderco Bug Set, which consists of 3 slip joint folding knives. And this here is the Bug, there's the Honeybee, and the Grasshopper. And this set is unfortunately discontinued, but it is still available at some stores. And if you can get a hold of it, it's a pretty good deal actually, because the set costs around $25 to $30, both in Canada and the US. Individually, however, the Bug would cost about $7 to $12. The Honeybee can be found for commonly around 15 to 20 bucks, although I found it for as low as $9. And the Grasshopper would cost around $18 to $22. So for the price of the set, you would usually only get 2 out of 3. So that's quite a nice deal, which is also one of the reasons why I got it. Let me pop those cuties out. They are very cute indeed. Super small. Put this here in comparison. This is my standard EDC knife, so those are really cute and tiny, as you can see right there. Let's start out with the tiniest one. Put the others to the side. So oops, sorry about that. So this here is the Bug. Has this typical Spyderco tick, as I call it. I don't really think it looks that much like a spider, but hey, whatever. It says Spyderco on there, and China on the other side, which some of you will probably not like, but you know, even though they are made in China, Spyderco is well known for its quality, and this is definitely no cheap Asian junk. The steel that the blade is made of is 3CR stainless steel, which apparently is comparable to 420J2. So it is a bit on the softer side. You will probably have to resharpen it frequently. Probably doesn't have the greatest edge retention, but then again, sorry about that, then again it is very cheap. Like I said, the Bug alone, usually it can be found for less than $10. Oddly enough, I have seen that there is also a version in 8CR13, and it actually says so on the blade. I wasn't able to find out if this is actually a newer version or an older one, so I'm kind of guessing it might be an older version, maybe, because on Spyderco's website it currently says CR3, so I would guess that this is the most recent version. So let's talk a little bit about how it handles. I mean, yeah, it is tiny, obviously, and there's not much to hold on to, but they did a pretty good job on the handle because, you know, as little as there is to grab, it does feel comfortable enough, and you do get a decent grip on it. Nice enough. The slip joint, you know, usually I'm not a fan of slip joint knives at all, but this was really nice because, well, for one, because it's so small and you can just slap it onto your keychain, and also because it has no lock and is super small, it is pretty much legal to carry anywhere. Well, maybe except an airplane, but otherwise, I mean, who could say anything against such a cute little knife, which doesn't even lock? I mean, you're very much on the safe side legally. And what I do like about Spyderco's design here, as opposed to most traditional slip joint knives, which only have this annoying nail nick, this thing here actually has the typical Spyderco hole, even though you cannot open it one-handedly. Although actually you can in a way, which I'm going to show you later, but it is much easier to to get a hold of that hole and open it that way. Much more convenient. And even though there's no lock, it still stays open nicely. There is a leaf spring here, from what I understand, which keeps the blade open, and it does require a significant amount of pressure to actually fold it. Also, when it is folded, that's a pretty solid detention on the blade. So this is definitely not going to open in your pocket, which is of course quite important. Then you have this hole here, which is mainly for a key ring. You could probably fit gutted paracord through there. Might be difficult, but you might be able to do it. But yeah, mainly keychain. And that is my preferred way of carrying the honeybee, which I think is pretty much the perfect size for your keychain. I mean, it even has the exact same length as my keys. It is very convenient to have on there. You just don't really notice it that much. The Grasshopper would be a bit too large for my taste for a keychain. You could still do it, but I think that the honeybee is definitely more suitable for that. And like I told you, there is one way in which you can actually open it one-handedly, which I have done before, and it's pretty convenient. I have my keychain attached to my pants, so I can just grab it at the hole here and just pull, and there you go, one-handed opening. So if you have it attached to your pants, no problem, you can open it one-handedly, and you can also carefully close it one-handedly. So yeah, the honeybee is my preferred size for carrying on the keychain. That is, it gives you a bit more to hold on to. It's actually quite comfortable in the hand. Gives you a bit more cutting edge here. By the way, as usual, I'm going to post the measurements, length opened, length closed, weight, and all that good stuff in the description. So yeah, this is a bit more comfortable, I would say, because you simply have more to hold on to. So it's a bit more practical because of its size. And then the Grasshopper gives you even more to hold on to. This is actually more like a regular size knife. I mean, it is still small, but as you can see here, the grip allows, you know, it's just the pinky basically that's left over. Otherwise you can get a full grip on this. So this is of course the most secure in the hand. With the other two, you have to be a bit more careful what exactly you're doing, because you could slip. And the handle, of course, it is completely smooth. It's just stainless steel. There's no surface texturing, there's no jimping anywhere, nothing. It's just all smooth, which of course makes a lot of sense when you carry it in your pocket with your keys and maybe some coins. There would be a lot of friction, all the different materials rubbing against each other, and this is of course a good idea to just have plain steel as a handle. It will get scratched up, obviously, if you have it on your keychain. That's just, yeah, there you can see there's already a scratch. That's just unavoidable, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect the looks negatively. So if you're looking at those three, you might think, why would I ever want to go for this minuscule little thingy which has a very short edge and not much to hold on to and all that? But it is surprisingly effective, I have to say. Let me demonstrate. Let me show you its sharpness out of the box. Well, not quite out of the box. I did some minor cutting with it, so it's not entirely new, but you know, typical Spyderco sharpness. Very, very sharp out of the box. No problem whatsoever. And onto something a bit tougher. Here's some heavy-duty garden string. Just gonna fold it over multiple times to have a nice bunch of it. Let's see how this fares. Yeah, very, very easy. Pretty much effortless to cut. Let's double it up another time. See how this does. Again, very easy to cut. If you apply that much pressure in order to cut something, the handle may dig slightly into your fingers, but no big deal really. Let's move on to cardboard. Let me just fold this over to get a nice, thick, resistant layer of cardboard. And let's see how it does. Need to apply a good deal of pressure, of course, but it does cut it, no problem. Even, move my fingers back a bit more. So yeah, even this small little, cute little knife cuts very well. Quite effective indeed. So yeah, don't be fooled by the looks of those little insects. They may seem kind of insignificant and small and maybe not too practical, but they are astonishingly effective, I have to say. And like I said and demonstrated, they come with usual sharpness that can be expected from Spyderco knives. They, because of the mild steel, they will probably need to be resharpened frequently. So I would suggest getting a Spyderco Sharpmaker or similar device if you are not very well practiced in sharpening. Just something to help you get the right angle, that would be very useful. But yeah, personally, I would say this here is, of course, since it's the largest, it's easiest to hold on to. It's the most secure. It has the longest edge. As far as just pure effectiveness for cutting and everything is concerned, this is, of course, the best out of the three. But there's nothing wrong with the others either. I mean, even the smallest one, as you have seen, cuts surprisingly well. And is definitely, as long as you watch out what you're doing, is safe enough. By the way, just another detail here. Even though it's really, really miniature size, it's absolutely precise workmanship. I mean, just look at how perfectly the blade is centered. And in general, there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of these. Just flawless work. Everything is lined up perfectly, really nice detent and everything. It's just absolutely flawless work, especially for the price. I'm quite impressed by those, I have to say. So as you can tell, I like those a lot. I actually think that these are the perfect keychain knives, especially the Honeybee, because it just fits right on my keys. They are all very well made. They look nice and they are good quality. Like I said, apart from the mild steel. But then again, for that price, you can't really complain. If you wanted higher quality steel, you would simply have to pay more. So I would recommend those without a doubt.